Hello students, welcome to J classes of English, Hindi and Sanskrit. I am Janindra Rana, followed by the nickname Jaisar. Today I have brought the complete summary of the first lesson of English class 10, first flight, a letter to God, written by G.L. Fuentes. As we see, the name of the lesson is a letter to God. It means a letter is written to God. Generally, we don't write a letter to God. And where can we write? Where is his residence? What will we give the address to God? But in this story, Lencho, who is in leading role, has written the letter to God. In which condition he has written he has written the letter to God, we will know everything minutely in complete summary in English. Lencho is a farmer whose house is standing on a low hill, and in the entire valley there is a single house, the house of Lencho, who lives with his family members. There are no neighbors of Lencho. From the low hill where his house is standing, he can see the fields, the rivers. Lencho is a very hardworking farmer. He works with his family members. His crops are nearly grown up. His crops are full of flowers which promise the good harvest. But for this, a light rain or shower was needed. Lencho had done nothing, but he had been looking towards the northeast, the cloud, and he becomes very jubilant, very happy to see the approaching clouds towards him. The black clouds as mountain, and he becomes sure that he will get some rain, which will be enough for the full growth of his crops. He goes to his wife. His wife was busy in cooking, and he tells that, "Oh man, we are going to get some water today." And his wife responds, "Yes, God willing." The elder sons were working in the field, and the smaller sons were playing near the house. In the meanwhile, Lencho's wife calls them for lunch. They have gathered in the house. In the meanwhile, it starts to rain. Lencho becomes very happy because he will get the full growth of the crops. He goes out to take the pleasure of coldness in his body of the rainwater. When he comes back, being happy, he said, "These are not the raindrops, but these are the coins. The big raindrops are the 10 cents, and the small raindrops are 5 cents. He's very happy, but the mood of the rain suddenly changes. Along with the rain, a strong wind starts to blow, and with the strong wind, big hailstones starts to fall. Lencho becomes worried, but he thinks that it will pass quickly. But the nature doesn't do according to our wish. It rained completely for 1 hour. And we can imagine that if hailstones fall for 1 hour, what happened to our crops? His crops are totally destroyed. The flowers of the crops fall down. The entire valley become white with the layer of hailstones. Lencho family becomes very worried. The sons of the ignorant sons of Lencho goes out to collect the pearls of snow. They which resemble like a silver coins. But Lencho knew that these are very harmful for the crops. When the strong wind stopped, the hailstones stopped. Lencho goes in the middle of the field with his family members and expresses his feelings. A plague of locusts had left more than this. The hailstone had left nothing. Even a single leaf was not there on the trees. Then we can imagine what had the hailstone left. Lencho becomes very worried and says, this year he will go hungry, he will starve. He thinks how to survive his life, the life of family members. He thinks deeply and deeply. He could not sleep at night, and he had great faith in God. He believed that God doesn't let anyone to die of hunger. And in the morning he goes to the town and writes a letter to God. He had so faith that he had started correspondence with God, and he has written a letter for the economic help. He writes the letter that God, the hailstone had destroyed the crops and he needs 100 pesos to bow the fields again and to survive his life and his family's life until the crops come. And he comes back home. The letter was posted. The postman got the letter first. He becomes very happy, as in his entire life as a postman, he had never seen such type of letter addressed to God. He goes laughingly to the postmaster and shows the letter. At first, the postmaster also laughs, but he becomes suddenly grave, and taking the letter on the table, on the desk, he said, how wonderful faith had the writer of the letter. His faith should not be taken from the God, so he must write the letter to Lencho. It means answer the letter to Lencho. And we know that pen and paper and goodwill, these things were not enough to write the letter. The postmaster needed 100 pesos. He opened the letter and he found that he needs 100 pesos. But he took the firm decision that he will write the letter so that his faith from God should not be shaken. It was a big amount. He collected money. He started to collect money from his co-workers, the staffs of the post office. He himself gave a big amount of his salary. He also took as donations from his friends, and he collected 70 pesos and filled in an envelope, write a letter, and as a sign, God. The next Sunday, Lenzo went to the town, and he had gone there in order to collect the letter. The letter was given by the postman. The postmaster was watching through the window secretly. He wanted to know the feelings of the writer Lenzo after getting the money. Lenzo was not surprised. So fat he had that he had done a slight surprise. He started to count the money, but during counting, he becomes very angry. His anger, his wrath could be seen from the distance, the wrinkling of eyebrows and the redness of his face. Lenzo comes back to the window, the post office window counter, and asks pen, paper, and on the public desk he starts to write the letter. Again to God. He writes, God, the money you have sent me, I got only 70 pesos. Please send the rest of the money because I need it seriously. Because the hailstone has destroyed the crops and we shall go hungry if you don't help us. He has written like this. But he added, but don't send the money through the post office because all the employees of the post office are a bunch of crooks. The postmaster picked up the letter as soon as it was dropped. And what will have happened, we can imagine. This is the irony. At the end of the story, the readers had imagined that the writer of the letter, Lenzo, would thank the staffs of the postmaster, the sender of the money, but he had denounced them. He called them a bunch of crooks. So this is the end of the story. In the next video, we shall discuss the question and answer. Thanks for watching. Jai Hind.